Hey guys, I was just thinking as I was working out, it's Autism Awareness Month, and I don't know if they changed it. I think they're trying to change it, or to include Autism Acceptance Month. And so I thought about my caregivers. Autism is a very challenging disability to deal with as a parent or caregiver, especially a parent. And it's very challenging. There's a study that says parents of autism's stress level is equivalent to a soldier in military combat. That's how high their stress levels are. And it's really a lot. And so I wanted to acknowledge my autism parents, family members, caregivers, and the work you do to support your loved ones. And chronic stress is at an all-time high when you have a loved one with autism. Some of the individuals who are autistic, sometimes they're nonverbal. Sometimes they usually have more than one diagnosis. And sometimes there's learning disabilities, other intellectual disabilities. Makes it challenging for some people with autism to gain independence. So the caregiving can become a lifelong challenge. And so I want to acknowledge my caregivers. And I've worked with people with autism. I know people with autism. They're amazing people. And it's so sad. One of the biggest problems is that those who are verbal is that people, their social abilities, so-called, are not at so-called a level of normal, so-called normal. Or what do they call neurotypical individuals. And from my personal experience, just being around people with autism and working with them, they're the most amazing people that I have ever encountered. I would prefer, if I had a choice, to spend my days with people with autism and so-called neurotypicals. And they're just amazing, and they're fascinating people, and people do not know what they're missing out when they avoid people with autism and they exclude people with autism, and they don't understand the value they're missing out on. I was a volunteer at a film camp for people with special needs. Majority of people had autism. And they would include some people who were neurotypical. And at the end, they have like a little, celebration, a little event. And an individual, neurotypical individual came up. And he said it was one of the best experiences he had in his life. He was a young guy. Must have been about 16. So one of the best experiences of his life. He made such wonderful new friends. So if you're one of those people who look side-eyed at people who have autism or people who are different, you know what, you may want to look into it, because these are some amazing people. And anyway, back to my caregivers. it's a lot of stress. Not just taking care of hands-on with your loved one. The bureaucracy you have to go through to just get services that you need is like mind-boggling. And so it's a lot of stress. And sometimes these individuals, these still have their full-time jobs. They have other children, siblings, or family that they need to attend to, and it's really a lot of stress. So it's one of the reasons why I chose to help caregivers. There's all types of caregivers, like those who care for people with autism, intellectual disabilities, aging parents. Sometimes today it seems like a lot of younger people are getting sick. So it's all kinds of people that we're caregiving these days. And at least with a lot of chronic stress, the pace is so hectic that you tend to forget about yourself because you just can't fit it all in. Or you think you can't fit it all in. And so that's where I was, the place I was at a time in my life, until I got sick. And I had to make a choice. Am I going to be sick? Or am I going to take care of myself? Am I going to start putting myself as a priority? I had to make a choice, because if I got sick, for one, who's going to take care of me? And who's going to take care of my loved one? So it's not really even a choice, but sometimes you can feel so weighed down and so overwhelmed that you can't see far enough. You can't see a solution, And so that's why I decided to help and coach caregivers, to show them that they can take care of themselves and that they can make themselves a priority and maintain optimal health. And I really like to reach my caregivers before they reach the burnout stage that I did, because once you get burnt out, it's a lot of hard work to try to get your health back. So if you're a caregiver and you are struggling to find time to take care of yourself, to prioritize your health, feel free, contact us. And there are ways that you can not manage stress, but eliminate stress and improve or optimize your health. One of the best ways, if you're a caregiver, in my opinion, is to adopt a whole food plant-based diet. And you would think, because we're eating whole foods, and now some areas you have a lot of places where you can take out, but you have to cook more. And you say, well, where do I find time for that? Like I told you before, I'm taking care of 3 people, and it's possible. So, it's one of the best ways to keep your health at its best, as well as other lifestyle changes. And in a couple of weeks, I'm holding a recipe demo where I'm going to demonstrate how you can flavor your food without it being loaded with salt or sugar, and eliminate salt or sugar out of your diet, because most caregiving are right now, middle age, and they're experiencing different chronic health conditions. And like I said, even today, younger people, because of the quality of food and the processed food, they're feeling it as well. So, and those foods are loaded with salt, oil, and sugar. So If you would like to know how to reduce the salt, oil, and sugar in your diets, stay tuned, like, subscribe, and I will be announcing the details probably in my next video. Okay, guys, again, it's Autism Awareness Month, and stop what I tell my children, don't just look on the surface. Don't be a surface person, just what you see on the surface. Look deeper, because you may be missing out on something really great. Okay, you guys have an amazing day on purpose.